if you really think about it, nothing is inherently bad. It is our attachment that makes the act of doing something bad. For example, if you just look at alcohol, it's not bad. Like when it's just alcohol, you know? It doesn't have any meaning to it really. And we place that meaning upon it when what we are doing, the way we are attaching to it, is bad. And so when you release these negative attachments, these attachments out of escapism, out of, you know, whatever it is that you're doing it for, then when you look at it, think about the Italians that are just drinking wine by the beach and having fun in life and just enjoying their time. Then is alcohol bad? No, because they're not using alcohol. They're not attached to alcohol. They can just stop drinking it, whatever. They aren't using it as a form of escapism. They aren't using it to connect with people. They can still connect with people without the alcohol. They're not using it as a foundation for something else, to build off of something else. And so, same thing with sex. Is sex bad? No. The act of having sex is neutral, right? But then when we create this attachment of lusting over people as a form of escapism, as a form of avoidance, as a form of pleasure instead of purpose, seeking the act of sex as a attachment, attaching to it for negative reasons, that's when it is looked upon as bad. And I think we misinterpret these things and a lot of religious people, I think, misinterpret it as, oh, because you're attached to this thing is bad. But the truth is, your attachment to this thing is what makes it look like this thing is bad. But in reality, this thing is neutral. It doesn't have a meaning on it. You place the meaning on it. You place the attachment to it. And that's what creates this negative, harmful relationship between you and whatever you're doing. So there are religious people that choose to remain celibate because they believe that, for whatever spiritual reason, that being celibate will keep them closer to God. But the thing is, what's really cool about this is that the act of doing sexual things is not inherently bad. Your attachment to it is bad. And so when you detach from it, from all these wounded reasons to connect to something, when you detach from it and then you heal, you do the inner work. Sex and all these sexual things can be a portal to grow closer to God, actually. Because when you're connected to your soul, when you've shed your ego, when you've done the inner work, you've done the healing to shed your ego and reconnect to your soul and attract soul connections, attract your divine counterpart, and your divine counterpart has gone down that same path, done the same work to reach you, then doing sexual things with them, having sex, is a portal. And that's exactly what it is, because it's a portal for life. But not only is it a portal for human life, it's a portal for enlightenment, awakening. You become so much closer to God because imagine two souls are literally merging together. Two divine counterparts are connecting. And there are no wounds keeping you blocked from that true connection. And so when you're connected to your divine counterpart, because they've done the inner work, you've done the inner work, you both have God energy flowing through you, within you, because your soul is God consciousness from source, right? Your soul is a part of source, the collective, where we all come from, that oneness. And naturally, when your soul, your connection to God energy fuses with someone else that is also connected to their soul and God energy within, boom, it's magical. It's transformative. It's enlightening. And so when you think of these things, oh, drinking alcohol is bad, having sex is bad, doing drugs is bad, la 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 la, this is bad, 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 what meaning are you placing upon it? And in what ways are you attaching to it as a form of avoidance or running away from yourself or woundedness or ego? Because a lot of people, it's very easy to see things on the internet. There's always somebody going against something someone else said, right? And there are people that say, oh, ayahuasca is great, you should do ayahuasca. And then there are other people that say, no, this is a form of spiritual exploitation, la 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 la. But you're looking at it from that lens and from a certain attachment that is making you see it in that way. And in its essence, doing ayahuasca, it's neutral. You get to decide whether that's good or bad based on how you're attaching to it and what meaning you're placing upon it. And from my perspective, I believe that doing ayahuasca can be beneficial because it has been used for so long from, I don't know what they're called, from tribes, from people that haven't fully fused into civilization, and so for such a long period of time. And so doing ayahuasca can be eye-opening, can awaken you, and it can be ugly too, because awakening isn't always beautiful sunshine and rainbows, and some people can perceive that experience as bad because of seeing the darkness aspect of it, the dark aspect of it, rather than seeing it for its wholeness, both the darkness and the light, both the shadow aspect of it and the light aspect of it, because there are both aspects, and you get to decide which way you're going, which way you're seeing. So if you see having sex as a bad thing, as something that keeps you away from God, it's not that the act of having sex is keeping you further from God, is separating you from God. It's that your energy that you're in when you are having sex, when you are doing these things, is what is keeping you further from that God energy within. Because if you are in lust and you do things out of lust rather than out of genuine soul attraction and soul connection, then you are going to feel that lustful energy. It feels like an illusion of pleasure. It doesn't feel like real pleasure. It just feels like this fake version of it, and it feels wrong in a way. You feel like what you're doing isn't right, because to have a soul connection, you have to be connected to your soul, right? And so you have to have shed your ego to a certain extent, and the ego is what is connected to lust over the idea of people, of these fantasies that you have. But when you are truly connected to your soul and in a soul connection, you're not looking at that person from the eyes of lust. You're looking at them from soul attraction, genuine soul attraction. Like, you want to be a part of them. That's how it feels. It has nothing to do with what you see. It has nothing to do with what you're doing. It's about you just want to be literally merged with them. And so all those lustful acts, all the things that people do in to fuel lust, those things get set aside. Like, it's the simple things that completely transform you and your connection. Because it was never about what are we going to do? How are we going to do things? It was about just like the act of doing it and what it meant, what it means to connect with someone in that way, and how it feels. It feels like God is flowing through two human beings at once. You're sharing that God energy with someone, And that's insane. And can you imagine the babies that are born from that experience? They end up being born from a portal of awakening and enlightenment, and not out of lust and darkness. And that changes things. I'm not really sure how, because I've never had a baby, but in the future, I'll talk about it, I guess. But think about it. How come in America drinking alcohol is bad? But in Italy, it's not so bad. Because in Italy, these people are not relying on alcohol for anything. They drink alcohol and they connect with people. They drink alcohol and they enjoy life. They don't drink alcohol to connect with people and to enjoy life. It's supplementary. They're just, and they're detached from it. It's their way of life. They're just doing it, you know? And in America, people use alcohol to connect with people. People use alcohol to escape. People use alcohol to numb themselves. People use alcohol, people attach to alcohol. Their ego attaches to this alcohol and gets addicted to it and over relies on it in unhealthy and unsustainable ways. And it's not just, oh, I'm going to enjoy this alcohol with my friends. We don't need to be drinking alcohol, but we're just going to enjoy it. It's, I'm drinking this alcohol so I can have friends. I'm drinking this alcohol so I can be part of this group. I'm drinking alcohol for this. You know what I'm saying? So to achieve a certain outcome, or out of a certain attachment, or out of a generational curse that your parents or one of your parents struggled with that, or generationally, it was a struggle. So nothing is inherently bad. And going carnivore isn't inherently bad. Going vegan isn't inherently bad. Everyone is different. And your body reacts differently to different foods. What matters is that you try what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what aligns with you and what doesn't. Share that with others so that other people that are aligned with you understand and can learn from that experience. And don't place harsh judgment upon certain things, because everything is neutral in a way and you're the one that places meaning upon it. So do so gently and just from sharing your perspective on things, rather than saying, oh, I went from carnivore to vegan and carnivore ruined my life and la 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 la. No, just state the facts, state your experience, share with people what it is that you went through and your conclusions based on what you went through, and don't place any harsh judgments on either side, because everything is different. Things are different for everyone, and what can work for someone may not work for another. And I tried carnivore. I tried going vegetarian, partially vegan. I didn't fully go vegan because I couldn't do it, because my genetics and biologically, personally, I can't do that. I tried going carnivore. I couldn't do that either. For a short period of time, it worked. It did what it needed to do. It completely healed my body of IBS. That's my personal experience. You may have IBS and it may not heal you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just sharing my experience, you know? Veganism, going vegan, going vegetarian literally made me feel like I was dying. And so I cannot speak on if you went vegan and you are living your life and it is amazing and you are feeling the most amazing you have ever felt. I'm not here to destroy that, you know? I'm just here to let other people know this was my personal experience. Take what you want out of it. Extract whatever you want out of what I just said. Whatever resonates with you, whatever you feel aligns with you internally. Because personally for me, I believe in balance, because that's what works for me. I believe in eating high protein because that's what makes me feel the best. I go to the gym. I remember not going to the gym. I remember trying to work out at home, doing these outdoor workouts, like the people that are natural online saying how going to the gym is bad and all these, chemicals in the gym. It's indoors, box, something to do with Saturn, black cube, all this spiritual stuff. And at the end of the day, I thought, okay, let me set aside the shadow aspect of this. Let me set aside the darkness of this and this attachment to a certain meaning. And let me just see this for how it is. It's just neutral. Okay, I don't have to see the gym as amazing. I don't have to see the gym as the best thing possible, but I don't have to see the gym as this dark, demonic thing. Same thing with tarot readings. People see it as witchcraft. Other people see it as a blessing, as a gift, as guidance. I see it as neutral and I get to choose which way I want to go. Yes, to some extent, some people attach to tarot readings out of harmful intentions, and some people use tarot readings to help guide others. And then you decide how you attach to it. Are you going to attach to tarot readings and then you're going to blame it for your emotional instability because you're too attached to it? Or are you going to remain detached and take it for what it is and then see, okay, I'm watching this tarot reading, but half of it does not really resonate with me, so that means it's not true for me because it doesn't apply to my life. And so you can feel in your intuition what is true for you and what isn't, what aligns with you and what doesn't. And so back to the gym, I started seeing the gym as neutral. Okay, I see the good aspect, I see the bad aspect, I see the light, I see the shadow. From my perspective, from my soul, from my intuition, from how I feel internally, I want to go to the gym because it makes me feel good, and period. I don't need to seek anything outside of me externally beyond that point because I looked at both sides, both aspects of it. I went back to the neutrality, went back to my intuition, feeling what it is that is right for me, that what feels right for me. Okay, going to the gym feels right for me because it makes me feel good. And same thing with sex. You can be religious and think, okay, I don't see this as I saw both aspects and I don't see this as my path, and so I'm going to stay celibate for the rest of my life. That's fine. You can do that. Or you can see it as, wow, sex is amazing. Sex is a portal. I'm going to continue doing this and do this with my divine counterpart because I see it as a way to fuel us and to fuel this God energy within us. And you get to decide how you see things, what meaning you place on things, and your attachment to things is what creates this negative relationship with it. And so when you detach and then when you go back to, okay, I saw the light aspect, I saw the shadow, dark aspect, going back to the neutrality, now let me figure out, okay, from what I feel inside, knowing both sides of the spectrum, what feels right for me? And then you can try both ways, even if that applies to you, to what your whatever circumstance. And that way you figure out what it is that works for you, what it is that aligns with you, and what is meant for you, because we are not all the same. We all have different genetics, we all have different souls, we all have different, everything is different between us, and that's what's beautiful. And also we have a lot of similarities, and so we can find people that are aligned with us that can help us on our journeys and on our path. So when you decide, okay, I want to keep going to the gym, now let me align with people that are also going to the gym so that I can fuel that journey, I can fuel that path and continue on that path and progress on that path. And yeah. So if you're just drinking wine by the beach and thinking, I don't need this wine to be enjoying this time, but the wine is adding to it, it's supplementary. I don't need it, I'm not attached to it, but I'm enjoying it, I like it, then drinking alcohol isn't bad in that sense. But if you're thinking, I need this alcohol to enjoy this moment, that's when it gets bad. So basically, the point is, you attach to things, and that's what makes it seem like that whatever the thing you attach to is bad, when in reality, the thing that you attach to is neutral. You learn both the light aspect information about it, the dark aspect information about it, and then you get to decide, you get to be in that neutrality, detach from everything, and feel, okay, what feels right for me? What do I enjoy doing? What do I actually like? What feels right for me? What feels good to me? And not good out of avoidance, out of running away from myself, out of seeking pleasure over purpose, but what truly feels good in my soul, what fulfills me. And that way, when you've detached, when you've learned both sides, and you've introspected on what it is that you want for your life, and what you enjoy, then you are able to see things for how they truly are, but also to see things for how you feel them to be. And that becomes your truth. Your inner truth gets expressed through that. And you get to share that with people that are aligned with you and that are going on the same journey with you, or people that are going down a different journey but are meant to be going on the same journey as you, and then they learn from that too. So it's an entire learning experience, and everyone gets to learn from this whole whirlpool of information and experiences, and what everyone's individual truths, and then you create collective truths based on the community of people that are also going down the same journey as you. And it's beautiful that way. So nothing is inherently bad, nothing is inherently good. Everything is neutral, everything just exists. You place a meaning on it. So when you detach from that meaning, you get to decide, and then you get to, once you've healed and released those attachments, then you get to decide, okay, we're not placing that meaning on that anymore. We're going to figure out, okay, what it is that we want. How do we want to see this? What purpose is it serving in our life? And do we want to do this? Do we not want to do this? Do we want to apply this? Do we not want to apply this? And it's all a preference. It's all depending on who you are, what you feel is your truth within. And yeah. So to circle back, nothing is inherently bad. You place meaning on things. And you have an attachment to things. When you heal whatever is causing you to attach to those things in that way, then that meaning falls away, and you get to learn both the light and the shadow aspect of things, and you get to decide and place a new meaning on how do we want to see this, how do we want to apply this to our lives. And then from there, you can share that information for people to either align with you and go on that same journey as you, or to see how, okay, I disagree with this, and that gives them clarity too. So regardless, you're sharing something that is giving other people clarity, and everything is beautiful in that way. And so notice how all this information is giving everyone clarity on how they want to see things in life, and on their inner truth, and figuring out what their inner truth is. So as you do this, you'll figure out your inner truth as you learn more and see different aspects throughout the entire spectrum of light, shadow, good, bad. You'll understand, okay, this is how I want to see this. And then you can apply that to your life. And yeah, and then that becomes your inner truth. And that's amazing. And your inner truth can always change. You can change your mind at any time. And yeah, I hope this was clear enough. I think I started off the video a little rough because I didn't really know how to structure this, but I may remake this video, but for now, this is what it's going to be. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you feel called to do so. If you want to say anything, have a nice day.